This video is available on videogcse.com. Question 5. There are some sweets in a bag. 18 of the sweets are toffees, 12 of the sweets are mints. Part A. Write down the ratio of the number of toffees to the number of mints. Give your ratio in its simplest form. It's a very straightforward question. I'm just going to paste this over. Okay. Yeah, there are some sweets in the bag. So 18 sweets are toffees, 12 of the sweets are mints. Please try to do this question now, and try to get the final answer yourself. So you can pause here and resume watching if you've gotten stuck or you think you've gotten the final answer. 18 of the sweets are toffees, 12 of the sweets are mints. Write down the ratio of the number of toffees to the number of mints, and on the exam paper you can see that it gives it to you in this form, the answer worth 2 marks, this form. So there's a colon in between the two numbers, so you need to write down the ratio. So you would simply write down the ratio of number of toffees to number of sweets. So there are 18 toffees, so you write down 18, then there's that colon in between, and then there's 12 mints, so that's 12. So that's the ratio of toffees to mints, which is what it asks for, but then it says give your ratio in its simplest form. So this is probably worth 1 mark as just rough working, and then you would get an additional mark. Let me just get rid of this. You get an additional mark for getting the final answer, which I think, so for 18 over 12 we can simplify this by halving both. That's a very easy way if you want to simplify things. The ratio of 18 to 12 is the same as if you halved both, which is the ratio of 9 is to 6. So for every 18 toffees there are 12 mints. Is it in a bag of sweets or something? There are some sweets in a bag, yeah. So for every 18 toffees there are 12 mints. A simpler way of saying that is that for every 9 toffees there are 6 mints. So now we've divided these two by 2 to make it simpler. We halved both. We can't have both of these. We could have 6, but we can't also have 9 to keep it as a whole number. So how would we keep these in a simpler way to put these would then to try dividing by 3, because we can't divide by 2 anymore. So 9 divided by 3 is 3, in the ratio of 6 divided by 3, which is 2. In fact, just to show you what I've done here, I just did the ratio of 9 over 3 is the same as 6 over 3. So that's the same ratio, and that leaves us with this 3 to 2, and that's the simplest that this can get, keeping them as whole numbers. So that's the simplest I can put these, so that's my final answer. For every 3 toffees there are in the bag, there are 2 mints, is the simplest way of saying that for every 18 toffees there are 12 mints. 3 to 2 is my final answer, and I'll just check that I got this correct. Let's see. 18 divided by 6 is in the ratio of 12 divided by 6. Yeah, and that's what we did, and we got the final answer 3, the ratio of 2. So if you got 3 to 2, then give yourself 2 marks. Give yourself 1 mark for the ratio 18 to 12, or 12 to 18, or 1.5 to 1. See, 1.5 to 1, it's not a whole number, 1.5. That's why we didn't simplify further. It's not actually simplifying. We keep them as whole numbers. Or 1 is to 0.67, or equivalent, or correct ratio reversed. For example, 2 is to 3. You would get 1 mark if you wrote down 2 is to 3. You wouldn't get the 2 marks, because 2 is to 3 means that for every 2 toffees there are 3 mints, not for every 3 toffees there are 2 mints. You would get full marks if you wrote down 3 is to 2, or 1 is to 0.6 recurring. That's correct. The text solution to this video is available on videogcse.com.